As soon as we've got it, we're looking for the next. We've got the role of parents now being questioned, and parents who want to be friends. We've got helicopter parenting, which you hear about in the press, and I actually don't mind sometimes because I think it's better than being somebody who doesn't want to spend any time or any concern with the child. But be aware, the new term is Black Hawk parenting because they'll shoot you down. We've got nihilistic parenting where they think that it's only us, and selfishness is starting to have concerns for all of us. We've got the safety of children as paramount to the extent where we want them in a bedroom connected to an internet which links them to anybody, but we are too worried about them walking down to the park by themselves. We've got faster times, and a study was done where they measured people in walking 30 metres in the capital cities around the world with a stopwatch at the same relative time, and then 20 years later they did it again. Same countries, same cities. Guess what? People are walking faster. It's true. We've got a parent paradox, as I call it, where we're trying to create more confident kids, but it's making us more anxious, less confident. We've got books now that you can have a business selling how to parent properly. We're trying to create safer places, but it's reducing our freedom on adventure. We're trying to push our children to learn, but it's creating greater stress and turning them off learning. Think about it. Okay, I'll move ballet back an hour, reschedule gymnastics, and cancel piano. You shift your violin lesson to Thursday and skip soccer practice. That gives us from 3:15 to 3:45 on Wednesday the 16th to play. We've got a narcissistic personality disorder where we're now thinking we're the best. And it's interesting, self-esteem. This is an interesting little equation, a fraction which you should think about. Self-esteem equals success over expectations. If you have low expectations but you're continually showing, wow, you did a great job, you're going to have someone with an inflated ego. If you have high expectations and they never attain success, you're going to find a trampled ego. It has to be balanced. I want you to be aware of the ADHD diagnoses in the USA, and this is by Ken Robinson, but if you travel from California across to the East Coast, all of a sudden you can become more prevalent, or you're going to become an ADHD person. Why is it so? And why, when we link that to conduct disorder, do we see the same pattern? Why is conduct disorder one of the causes, which is in the DS4M? Why is it a failure in school? So Tudor House has to be aware of these elements because this is what we believe in. This is our vision. And I call it the new 3 R's. Respect for self and for others. Responsibility for your thoughts, actions and deeds. Relationships that support and last a lifetime. And we want to develop our boys to have a love of learning for life. A little phrase I think we can all just hold on to: we want our kids to think beyond themselves. To do that, there are 8 strategic pillars, and I'll go through each one in time. Spirituality is a protective shield against mental illness. And this is why. We are seeing a spike in mental illness much younger than ever before. The greatest threat to your kids is around the 16 to 24-year-old period of time. This is a true statistic from the health. 1 in 4 Australians aged 16 to 24 years had experienced some mental health disorder in the previous 12 months. So why Tudor House for spirituality? Because we have a focus on spirituality, Anglicanism. We have a belief that if our children can have a conversation in their head when things are not going well, they will be able to protect themselves. There will be a voice that will listen. It's an internal understanding. We have a chapel each week where there's a focus on the Christian message, which is love. You know, how great is that? We have charity where we develop a sense of giving. We have grace before meals. Every boy who sits down to a meal and a person will say grace. We have a focus on the Bible readings where the boys will come out and read a passage from the Bible and then we'll talk about it. We have our chapel choir. A boys' school doesn't stop people from singing, it actually promotes it. There are more boys singing in boys' schools than you'll find in a co-ed school. We have special services and we have Sunday chapel services. We want to give our boys an awareness and mindfulness, because once you have a conversation with something bigger in your mind, and we all do, then you can start to have a conversation as to a reflection on you as a person. Emotional intelligence. And I'll quickly... This is a test that's been performed again and again by psychologists. It's quite a simple one. It's called the marshmallow test. You put a marshmallow in front of little children, 3 years and younger.
Alright, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you.
Give a marshmallow.
Give me another one.
If you wait, I'll give you another one.
When I come back, I'll give you another.
So the kids are being told if you can manage your impulsivity, you'll get 2 marshmallows. I wonder what happens. They've done this test with lots of kids. Watch. Oh, touched it. Uh-oh. I love this little fella. Do you think he'll... Just think, will he wilt? Oh, look at it.
I'm going to go do something and I'll come back.
Smells yummy. It looks really good. Uh-oh. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't touch it! Oh, no! No! I'll just smell it. And put it back down again. And try not to touch it. Oh. I just take a little taste. Not look at it. Now this study seems really innocent. What they found when they had longitudinal study of these kids years later, the kids who waited actually performed better in life. They had better relationships, they were actually had a higher academic level, and the comparison on standard assessment test scores showed about a year of, a course of doing a master's or not. That was a variation. Don't you love kids? That's why I like being a headmaster. Not to give marshmallows, but to watch kids. I want to talk to you briefly about EQ. EQ is this new concept which came out in the 90s, and Daniel Goleman was the person who started the whole focus. It's been around for a long time, but they started to say, hey, look, it's not just about IQ. IQ was based on a G rating, a G level, and IQ was that you could find people who were dumb. It was actually for people going into military service in the army. There's a lot more to it. Emotional intelligence is what Tudor House emphasises, because we believe it's self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship management. Now, there are employers who are now assessing kids, and your children at some stage will be assessed for a position based on emotional intelligence. But it's not just about being happy. You know, happiness is just one emotion, and we have to allow our kids to experience all of them. As a parent, that could be the hardest.